You can always rely on me to stop at entirely the wrong place in any kind of opening jam.
I like to end things by, it's the reverse decrescendo. You get louder when you end. You just kick on the fuzz even just for no reason.
Oh, Ariel, it's beautiful to see you again.
Good to see you, my friend.
You look substantially less jet lagged than when I saw you a week ago.
Thank you. Yep. I'm on the time zone. I'm settled in.
So how's it feel to be back on the road again?
Feels amazing. We've been back at it now over a year. And this is our first time back overseas since you know what, and it's been amazing. Yeah, not that we took it ever for granted before, but now we're definitely savoring every second. It's been amazing.
Well, look, today's your last day of the UK leg of the tour. I have no idea if this video will be up before the European leg is finished. We'll do our best to whack it out as soon as possible, but dates and links for where you can find out about Ariel's tour will be in the description below. But I thought, as you were passing through, we'd do like an updated rig rundown.
Yes.
What has changed in the Ariel's touring rig?
Right.
And we've thrown together, because you're playing tonight in Guildford and the gear is all set up at the venue already.
Yes.
So we've thrown together as close as possible a rig as we possibly can. Some of which is the main guitar, right?
Yes.
But it's perhaps some different pedals. Mm-hmm. But this is beautiful, man. Tell me about the new mule.
Yeah, the new mule. Those that know the deal is that, long story short, I had my friend Matt build a Strat version of this guitar about 4 years ago. He did it. First one was awesome, and the second one is awesome, and they're all awesome. It's just that there's a lot of wear and tear that happens. I'm using the volume knob all the time and the tone knob, and it was getting kind of hard to clean it out when I take it to the tech to get some. So little things like that. There's all these little improvements that keep happening internally more so. I mean, the way it plays and everything is the exact same thing. The pickups, everything are the same. It's just for hitting the road hard and being pretty heavy-handed on these things. It works a lot better. So it's great. And it's just always good to have a backup just in case something happens. You never know.
So it's a baritone-tuned guitar, but with a normal scale length?
Yeah. So it's technically not a baritone, but it is, but it's not.
Yeah. Tuned as a baritone, but a traditional scale length.
Yeah, 25 and a half scale length, so it feels like a Strat.
Yeah.
And the main reason behind that, for me at least, is that it feels, first of all, it feels just like a Strat. And it sounds like guitar. It doesn't sound like a baritone, whereas, you get a 27 or 29 baritone scaling. Just sounds almost in that bass territory.
It's interesting you say it feels like a Strat, because when I picked it up, it doesn't. It feels big to me. It's a heavy guitar. Perhaps you can show the guys side on. It's quite an angular. It doesn't have all the. It's almost got the sort of Telecaster.
It's like
angles,
a double bound. Yeah, there's no curvature at the back here, whatever.
And it's deep. I mean, it looks like maybe half an inch, quarter of an inch deeper than a Strat would be, and a big old neck on it as well.
To be honest, I'm just so used to it that I don't even think about these things anymore. So yeah, it is nothing like a Strat. When I play a Strat, but if I had to compare it to something, it would be close to that.
I know what you mean. It's got the outline of a Strat, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And what have you got pickups wise in there? They're like some sort of weird.
These are Matt's pickups. They make them at Mule. They're just mini humbuckers.
They are. I was going to say it's mini humbucker. I thought it was one with a gold foil kind of look to it, and
gold foil cosmetic.
Yeah,
but they're just mini humbuckers, so they're really kind of low output. So you get a lot of headroom on them, which I love. And yeah, they're not gold foils. They sound great.
And it's a hollow aluminium guitar, or is it a center block down the middle, or what's?
It's hollow. Yeah,
It's really
pretty
heavy
wild
for a hollow guitar.
Never played metal guitars ever, other than resonators.
Yeah.
It's not something that was like, I need to do this. I just love Matt, and I just found a thing with these guitars.
Because I'm trying to remember. We've never stocked Trussart guitars here, but James Trussart's probably the most famous builder for using aluminium guitars. I'm trying to remember whether or not his guitars actually have aluminium necks on them as well. Do they? I
feel like that would be wild. I've never tried a Trussart.
I can't remember, but that's a traditional wooden neck, isn't it, on an aluminium body?
Yep.
Do you know why Matt uses aluminium as opposed to a traditional wood?
I think it's because he originally started building resonators. That's what he's mainly known for. And then he started building electric. So he did like a Tele style electric with the resonator vibe, meaning just a metal body. And that's where it went from. So like a tri-cone or a single cone resonator is like the main thing he does. And then, yeah, it's just kind of different. I think that's the biggest thing, or the biggest reason I like it, is because I love, playing my Strat, Jazzmaster, 335. I know nothing will ever really top that.
Yeah.
This is just kind of its own thing. And when I do my thing in my shows and my music, it's really a big part of it. When I do sessions for other people or produce records for other people and play it, it doesn't really get used that much because it doesn't have that much purpose. But for my thing, it's found a very important spot.
I like
sonically,
that. It's your signature you, isn't it? So if you're playing for someone else, it's not about you so much. It's about playing the right part for the song.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's you, and that does, I mean, fair play now, because I think you've been around long enough and doing this long enough that you have got a sound that you can hear when you're playing your own original music, and it fits that sound. That sort of, I like the haunting overtones that the down tuning, the baritone tuning gives you, and I think that, I know everybody says, you can't tell, wood makes no difference, and it's like, you absolutely can hear a different ringing overtone with that guitar, the fact that it's made of metal and it's sort of semi-hollow compared to if it was just a solid wood guitar.
Yeah, you really notice it when I switch out another guitar for the in the show. Like if I have the Jazzmaster, which I have, it's at the venue. You really, it's not a better or worse type of thing. It's just a very different thing.
Yeah.
And I like that. And you know what? If I had someone who brought all my guitars for me and I was at that point, which I'm not, I'd bring, 10 guitars and use so many more, just like the convenience of being in B. If I really wanted to capo up, I can do that.
Yeah.
And same in the open tuning. If I want to capo up, rather than having a guitar in open E flat, open D, it's like 1 and C will just do all that. It's great.
I'm interested. So since you were like pre-pandemic, you've gone down the path of the Jazzmaster, which I don't recall you doing before then.
No.
So what was the lure of that? That's a quirky guitar, right?
Yeah. Well, I've always been interested in offsets. I've always thought whenever I hear other people play them, I'm like, man, they sound really good. And I I acquired a Jazzmaster, and I had the chance to like spec it out a bit.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something different.
Yeah.
I really was just chasing, like, it really isn't like a Strat or a Tele or even a Jazzmaster. A Jaguar is so different. Sonically, it just sits in its own world. And I was really interested. So I actually got it end of 2019, right before I started recording my record Headway. Mm-hmm. And in the studio is like the best way to really get to know a guitar for me. You put it through all its paces. You're like, okay, let's see if you do the Tele thing really, or let's see if you do like the Fuzz thing really well, or whatever it is, And it was amazing. So it's one of my most recorded guitars that I use now.
It's interesting.
So then once we started touring again, I was like, I'm going to bring it on the road, because I haven't played any gigs with it. I've had it for like 2.5 years. I haven't played a single show, and it's just so much fun. It's such a great guitar. It's built by my friend Carlos Lopez, who's doing his own guitars now. Yeah. So it was one of his
Carlos
last
is your
ones.
friend.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I did know that because he mentioned you. This is the. You probably. It's Castellosa, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the brand of guitar that he does.
Yeah, we did the videos for it.
That's right. He's
I did
the
videos for
Fender
him.
Master Builder.
Yeah, he's a beauty.
So what did he built the Jazzmaster whilst he was still at Fender for you. Right.
Yeah. He only left Fender maybe a year ago. Don't quote me on that, but this was already almost 3 years ago. So I've had it for a while, and it's just, nothing against all my other guitars. Like, I'll probably go back. Even with pedals, I'm always just switching it up. It's great. It's just different. It takes up a sonic space where it's not too dark and it's not too bright.
Very different to that, isn't it?
It's a great contrast. Yeah,
really. I mean, it's proper, light and dark difference there.
And then, but like the Jazzmaster is such a bright guitar that when you have it in the lower tuning, it brings out this different kind of brightness where it maintains this like mid forward low end from the lower tuning, but the bright pickups kind of just.
So you're still playing in B on the Jazzmaster, are you?
Jazzmaster's in C, and then this one's in B. Yeah.
Right. Amazing.
So it's just like, it's really nice. It's a good sound.
It's a great. It is. That's cool. All right. Well, look. I mean, we're gonna obviously hear some bits and bobs like that, and I'm glad you brought that in. I love the color. And I love the scratch plate as well. It's just a wicked looking combination.
It does look good. Let me get that dust out of the way.
Yeah, get the dust. No, the dust is all part of it, isn't it? Pedals wise, I mean, we got fuzz, and fuzz on the floor here. Is it fair to say that you like a bit of fuzz?
I like a bit of fuzz. I really just use one fuzz, and the other one's an octave. And this is basically the essentials. I would have a delay as well. In fact, my current board, I've managed to condense. It's really too bad I didn't bring it. I'm sorry about that. Right. But I've managed to get maybe like the most powerful board yet in a Metro 24 size.
Wow.
Yeah, my friend Sammy helped me build it. So I have what do I have? I have a fuzz. I have this octave, this Argonaut. Mm-hmm. I have my broadcast. I have another overdrive, a dual overdrive. I have a tuner. I have a clock on it. Very important to keep time. And then I think I had that last time I was here. You
did. I was trying to think who was it that. I don't think you're the only guy. I love the fact that it's
two people got a clock on. They don't make them anymore, unfortunately. But if you're playing a festival or you're opening or you got a curfew at a venue, it's good to have it. And then I have the H9, which has become kind of essential for me because a lot of my songs have some of those sounds in it that I've just programmed. So that's become kind of essential. I have a song on my latest EP I just put out this year called Be Enough, where it was written around this sound that I programmed on the Therme by Chase Bliss.
Wow.
So the Therme is like something I use endlessly on sessions all the time. Mm-hmm. Right now live, I just use it for this one song, but at home I use it for everything. And then I have another delay, a Black Fountain by Old Blood Noise.
Yeah.
That's a slap oil can delay cell that I leave on all the time. And then I have a Keeley Hydra, which is, I did a signature version with them, which means...
This sounds like a massive pedal board, Ariel.
There's a lot on it. And I'm not done. So after the Keeley Hydra, I have a Morningstar MC3 that's going through the H9 so I can get all the presets. And it's all fits in the suitcase. It's great.
Well, we should talk about, the broadcast has been, the Ariel Posen broadcast has been hugely popular. I don't know if anybody really foresaw. I think it started as a limited run of 100 pedals and 3 years down the line, hundreds and hundreds of pedals later, it's still going.
Yeah.
But give us your and amp-wise, are you bringing the 2-Rock on tour, or have you got something else with you? Or a little Fender Deluxe, or what are you?
Thank you. You guys have got us some backline, so thank you for that. But yeah, usually the 2-Rock. Yeah. I just like a clean headroom, loud is what works for me.
Clean and loud. Look, so that's what we've done here. We've got clean and loud in the back, your pedals on the floor. I still think that broadcast sits in such a unique spot as sort of drive pedals go. It's I still think it's got that slightly more throaty, fuzzy vibe to it than a normal overdrive would have. But I think, again, suits your tone. But let's have a little listen, see what you...
Well, it's versatile, and obviously I'm biased, but... So without it... So I kind of have it with the volume up and the gain down, which is like a edge of breakup. This is like my main recording sound. I use it almost exclusively. It's really touch sensitive. And then if I, all the way. I'll be honest, I'd rather like hit it with a fuzz than use it as a fuzz.
Right.
My favorite is that kind of edge of
Still
breakup
keeps
kind
all
of
the note definition though, doesn't it? In a
Yeah.
way that maybe other fuzzes become a bit more chaotic, or normal fuzzes. But
Well, it's like emulating that Neve, right? It's like that helter-skelter sound where
Right.
you're just plugging straight in and you're really just you're pushing the shit out of that console, and
Yeah.
it's that sound in a pedal essentially. But it's more like, I think it's really good as a boost. So if you have an overdrive before it and you boost with it, if you have an overdrive before it, the medium overdrive like what I have now, and then the fuzz, it does a lot.
And I noticed you got a pedal pawn pedal there, which you grabbed from behind. But you've spoken to Chris and the guys at Pedal Pawn, have you, and done some work with them recently?
They've sent me a few pedals to try out, and I had this one on my board for a couple of tours, and I thought it was really good. I actually just met them in Derby at the Flower Pot for the first time. Nice guys.
They're crazy guys, yeah. They've got a bit of a love affair with other artists from Canada. I think he's sort of Philip Sayce.
Philip, that's right.
So that's what it is. We're spreading the love amongst the Commonwealth. Basically, is what's happening. Let me hear, because I always find I think these are great pedals. These
They're great.
Pedal Pawn
The
fuzz.
thing for me I really like is just like to keep the fuzz almost off,
Oh,
like the
right.
gain off, but I crank the volume.
Like totally the opposite of how Chris from Pedal Pawn actually uses them, because he has everything like as high up as it'll go. But
So what works for me is I have an overdrive on, so I might even just give a bit more, let's say. Because if there's too much gain on the fuzz pedal, for me it becomes like too high gainy and too saturated. So I like that pillowy kind of...
Pillowy.
I don't know how to describe it.
New word. Going into the word of ridiculous words that guitar players use
Exactly.
to describe things. But
Woolly, like that
pillowy.
woolly sound. That's what
woolly makes more sense.
Yeah, so it
Okay.
sounds like... Because if I turn the fuzz up, like... Like, it sounds really good too, but it's just too much gain, and I can't really control the...
It goes into that totally over the top compression and sort of...
You lose the dynamics.
Yeah.
And I just like being able to be full on, like... But be able to turn it down. And switch between it, you... So I like that kind of, it just cleans up really nice and
I know what happened during pandemic that I was exceptionally jealous of. Actually, I say during pandemic, it's probably just as it was all finishing up. So who phoned you then to go, hey, Ariel, would you like to be in a commercial for my John Mayer signature Silver Sky SE guitars? Was that, did he phone you?
I got a call from Bev at PRS. It was funny because I was heading out for a tour. We were opening for this amazing artist called from Canada. His name's Afi, but the band is called Bahamas. So I was driving to Toronto to pick up the guys. Really, 5 hour drive. And can you do this commercial? Would love to. And normally timing doesn't work out. Like, we're doing it like in 4 days. I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally starting tour. But it just worked out that I had 2 days off when they were doing it. So it worked out. And I think everyone else involved with it.
Because Eric Krasno was involved.
Krasno, Solis, Isaiah Sharkey, Lindsay L.
No pressure
Payton.
then. Were you all there on the same day?
Yeah.
You're all there on the same day.
Yeah.
Who had to go first? I want to see if you've not. I mean, this is not long. At the beginning of this year, the commercial came out, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah.
February time this year. And you each, I'm just trying to remember it now. It was all cut up, wasn't it, into different, like you'd do your bit and then there'd be a different bit of social media and Eric would do his and John would do his, etc. Lindsay would do hers. But I imagine on the day. So you were all there on the day, and it was like, right.
It was like doing a film shoot, or if anyone that's watching has ever done any kind of commercial or film. Not that I have a lot of experience with it, but they schedule everyone so they try to avoid as much waiting around as possible. And I think with protocols, they wanted to split everything up. So Lindsay and I went first. Actually, John went first.
Okay.
And then
set the standard.
Yeah. And then Lindsay went, and then I went second because Jeremy, who's John's tech, just set up one of them a bit more the way I wanted it. So it took a minute, and then everyone else was kind of there, and we left. Like, I was on tour, so...
Were you all playing the same guitar? And he was just tweaking it and going...
There was a few different ones.
Right, okay,
there was a few different ones. So we did it, saw everybody, quick little nice hang. It was a very, very very fun thing. And I went right back to my hotel. I woke up at like 3:30 a.m. and flew right back to Canada.
I'm not jealous at all. Not jealous at all.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tell us about new music then and stuff like that. What are you... you put out... You've been quite sort of prolific with the amount of music that you've written over the last few years. I remember hearing your first ever one and phoning you up and going, so who's singing on this thing? Like, it's me. I was like, what? It's like, which is amazing. But but what is it that, what's inspiring you at the moment? What is it?
Oh, man.
How is the music coming out of you?
It just is. When the pandemic started, I think like most of us, the first couple months were like, what's the point of playing music anymore, right? We can't share it with anyone. It took me like a minute to like get back into a creative mindset. And then, I don't know, I'm just listening to so much music, and I just started feeling creative again. And I wrote right when it started, I started mixing Headway, which came out beginning of 2021. But 2021 was like a super busy year because, Headway came out. I did an acoustic version of it. I did this interview thing where I interviewed a bunch of different friends, and we all recorded a song remotely together. And one of them with Corey, we put out a single with that. And then I did this solo guitar record called Mile End, which just had its 1-year anniversary 3 days ago. And that was just me going to the studio, just like, let's film it and just see what happens. I didn't plan on making a record out of it, but it turned out okay. And it was fun. And then I wrote a lot. I had about 30 other songs I wrote, and most will be used on future stuff that I won't really get into. But I had some songs that I really loved. I didn't quite see them on future projects, but I wanted them to have a home, so I put them out on this EP called Downtown, which came out a couple months ago. 5 songs. So this year's been more quiet on releasing, but I've just, when the iron strikes hot, you just go for it. I feel like that works.
Is there any music that you've discovered over the last year or two that's maybe unlocked, or is it just all pent up stuff coming out?
I think it's a mixture of both. There's a lot of pent up stuff. I've put a lot of time into, this is more recently, but like I can't stop listening to this record Dawn by Yeba. This amazing singer Lizzie McAlpine put out a record a few months ago that's amazing. This is brand new, but the new Marcus Mumford record is unbelievable. Okay. Blake Mills produced it, and I'm just thinking, whenever someone asks me this, I'm like, I don't know, I can't think of any. They like get up on stage to sit in with someone, what song you want to play? And like 3,000 songs. You're like, I don't know any songs at all. I don't know. So there's been so many records, and pandemic, people were still putting out records, thankfully. I can't think of the other one, but there's been so much, not guitar music or guitar records at all, just songs and singer records really inspire me with like real heartfelt lyrics and like super heart-wrenching stuff. That's what's been moving me.
And are you, after the European leg of the tour, are you carrying on gigging somewhere else in the world? Are you getting home back in the studio, or?
A little of both. Be back in the studio, but we have some Canadian dates in November, some more US dates in December, and then 2003 hasn't been announced yet, but it's busy.
2003. That would
2003,
be a
we're going
stint.
back in time.
Yeah, we're going
19
back
years,
in time.
baby.
Literally, that's going to be amazing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so
Well,
I
you're
talked
like
to
6 years old or something.
Talk to the producers of Back to the Future. I said, how do you get me back 19
Come
years?
on, I'm fed up with all the music now. I want to go back to 2003. Okay, Pete wants me to learn, or attempt to learn, a lick, and I know nothing about this. What is the background behind this lick?
It's so dumb, but basically, I in time, just by playing shows, there's one thing a night that I do in a song. It's a cover by John Martin, Angeline, where it's just as a long stretched out solo, and I play this run which goes. And there was a video I posted on TikTok. I feel so old saying that.
Wow,
even,
yeah. What are you, like 14 or something here?
16.
Back in 2003.
Back in 2003, there was no TikTok,
There was no TikTok. No, there was...
Yeah. So I posted this video. I kind of made a meme of it. Because what happens in the video is I play the lick, and as I'm playing it, everyone starts going, oh, oh. It's like, it was hilarious. So I wrote a caption like, when your parents say, we'll just order pizza tonight. As in, like, you're expecting to have dinner at home, but your parents are like, we're going to order out tonight. Yeah! So everyone celebrated. That's kind of the vibe with it. And it went viral, which is hilarious. And it's the only thing that gets views on TikTok for me personally if I post that lick. So then people just started calling it the pizza lick. Okay. And it's not a lick. I just do it once. And it's not even a lick. It's like a part of a thing that's
sounds. Maybe I'm getting my timing overlapped, because I recognize that from something a bit like Pete was playing. But I thought Pete was playing something from 2 or 3 years ago, which was a rip-off of like a Robin Ford kind of lick that was not dissimilar.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. All licks are...
Yeah. Well, so come on, break it down. Break it down and let's see.
Okay, so basically...
What are you in, though? You're not in B there, are you?
It's an F sharp minor.
Right, okay.
So don't be confused by... if you're in first position pentatonic, you're going to do this Django Reinhardt chromatic thing. So do it here.
Oh, you want me down here?
Yeah, on the B string.
On the beat. Oh.
There it is. Yeah. And then you're going to go, so your frets, I guess, are going to be 5, 1, 4. So that's the flat 3, 7.
Oh, I got. Are you?
Yeah.
And where would you go?
I know it's very confusing. Can I just grab a standard tune guitar? Okay, I got it. Okay, so
we might be here for. What time are you on stage?
Yeah. So you're gonna go.
Oh.
And then.
What?
And then it's in like an F sharp minor arpeggio.
You tried to teach me arpeggios before, and it's all
right.
double Dutch to me.
Have you
I'm
been
afraid.
practicing?
No. Why can't I go? Why can't I play that?
You can do that. It's harder that way. It's easier to go. Because you just hammer on and then just slide down.
Oh, there. I'm going in the wrong place. Flipping it. I didn't even see where. Okay. Please tell me that's the end. Is there any
That's
more?
about halfway through. That's all you need, though.
I can't. I'm going to work it out. I'm not even doing it. We don't have enough time on YouTube, I'm afraid, to do this. But I promise I will play it once for me with a close-up on it, and then I can get this footage off of Oz and I'll learn it.
Yeah, slow it down.
There we go. And in real time?
Real time.
And that's pizza, right?
One more time slow.
That's the pizza lick, yeah.
It's like watching someone trying to do a Rubik's Cube. You know, you get those sort of like, you know, Chinese kids that can do a Rubik's Cube in about 3 seconds. It's like, and trying to watch that and work out what they're doing. I'm trying to do that, but hey, anyway, I will learn it, I promise. Man, this is Ariel Posen. If somehow or other you've managed to pick up a guitar in the last 5 years and not go and listen to any of Ariel's music, then shame on you. Links are below. There's now no excuse not to. Good luck with the rest of the tour.
Thank you, man.
Hopefully I'll see you again in 2023 or 2003.
See you in 2003,
if you go
probably.
back there, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Right. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Something better's on the way. Something worth the hurt, something worth the wait. Something better's on the way, on the way. Nothing stays the same. Leave the past behind, turn another page. Nothing stays the same, stays the same. We were always a mistake. We were just a wreck and we couldn't look away. We were always a mistake, a mistake. Oh, hearts were meant to break. That's just what they do when they don't always get their way. When they give more than they can take on a break. Something better just around the corner. A better kind of storm, different kind of rain. Something better's on the way, better's on the way. Oh, oh. Time's a friend you can't replace. A knife in the back while she's smiling in your face. Time's a friend you can't replace, can't replace. Oh, something's gotta change. Feel it in the air, creeping in your veins. Something's gotta change, gotta change. Oh, something better just around the corner. You can sit there in your stone or dance in the rain. Just hang on for one more day, one more day. Something better's on the way. Something worth the hurt, something worth the wait. Something better's on the way, on the way. it's on the way.